Breaking news in the Bronx. This is Bronx Fan Central.
That crack of the bat at Yankee Stadium. Now imagine that same silence when you realize that Skubal may never wear pinstripes. I'm going to explain why that's almost certain. The name Tarik Skubal has once again started circulating heavily in trade discussions. The Yankees, as always, seem to be connected to every trade conversation involving an ace. But this time, the story is different. Jim Bowden of The Athletic poured cold water on the idea. If Max Fried returns healthy from his elbow injury, the Yankees would already have Fried, Jarrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Cam Schlittler, Will Warren, and Ryan Weathers. That's a rotation with 6 legitimate arms. Skubal, who owns a 2.70 ERA this season, would be incredible, but the price in elite prospects would make the trade nearly impossible to justify. You know what I feel when I read that? Relief. Because finally, someone in the front office seems to be thinking before acting. I've spent years watching Cashman trade gold for Cole. This might be the first time restraint is actually the smart decision. Maybe. The numbers don't lie. Skubal has posted a 2.70 ERA in 2026, making him one of the 5 best starting pitchers in all of baseball. To acquire him, the Tigers would likely demand at least 2 or 3 top-tier prospects. The Yankees have names like Caleb Durbin and Spencer Jones in that category. Giving up assets like that for a position that's already producing would be like burning down the barn just to warm your hands. But wait, there's something the Bronx Nation needs to see here. Fried's elbow. Bowden used the word injury, but we've heard that same language before Tommy John surgeries involving other pitchers. I'm not saying it's serious. I'm saying the Yankees' rotation has a ticking time bomb built into it, and nobody is openly talking about it. Am I the only one paying attention to that detail? Behind the scenes, sources connected to the Tigers organization indicate that Detroit is not rushing to move Skubal. The club is evaluating a contract extension, which would make any trade even more expensive and complicated. On top of that, teams like the Dodgers and Phillies are in the mix with farm systems that are deeper than the Yankees' current system after recent moves. The market for Detroit's ace may be about to explode, and the Yankees might not even get a seat at the main table. If the Yankees stay out of the Skubal sweepstakes, the immediate consequence is simple. The rotation remains intact, betting on the collective health of the group. Cole and Rodon already have injury histories. Schlittler is promising, but he's still an unknown in the postseason. Warren and Weathers are complementary pieces, not championship-defining arms. The decision not to pursue Skubal is defensible only if none of the dominoes fall. And in recent Yankees history, dominoes have a habit of falling. Here's my verdict, Bronx Nation. I understand the argument for not spending premium prospects on a rotation that's already working. On paper, it makes sense. But that argument assumes everything will keep working, and the 2024 Yankees taught me never to assume that. Cashman has a history of acting too late. Every time. The trade deadline arrives, somebody gets hurt, and then the team scrambles to acquire whatever is available at an outrageous price. I'd rather pay a premium now for certainty than pay a premium later out of desperation. That's my issue. Do you agree? Analysts expect the July trade deadline to bring a wave of activity. If Fried misses more than 3 weeks, the Yankees could re-enter the Skubal market, but they'll find a higher asking price and fewer quality prospects available to move. Time works against teams that wait when it comes to elite starting pitching. Detroit knows that and has no reason to rush. My strategy would be simple. Monitor Fried's elbow for another 15 days and keep a formal offer ready. Don't pull the trigger, but don't disappear from negotiations either, because the team that leaves the table is usually the same team that shows up desperate in August and pays twice as much. I've seen that movie before. It never ends well. Would you trade the Yankees' best prospects for Skubal, or would you trust the current rotation? Let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like to check out Yankees jerseys and merchandise, the links are in the description.